What's up, guys? Going to quickly go over muscle building, strength building as it pertains to the back. All right, this is a very popular question with the dudes. And first, we're going to talk about muscle building. You got to divide that into at least two different categories, and that would be your dealing with your endocrine system. When you give the body a stimulus, it's going to respond metabolically. Okay. If you don't give it the proper stimulus, it won't have the desired metabolic response that you're looking for. Okay. So, for example, if you want to build a bigger, stronger back, and for some crazy reason you decide to start by walking 3 times a week, well, that's not going to give you the right metabolic response. Okay, and I made it incredibly simple so you'd understand what I'm getting at here. All right, so we always need to use the SAID principle, specific adaptation to impose demands, when we're tracking down a goal. Okay, so I want a metabolic response from my back, and one of the desired responses is growth. Okay, so we got to throw a stimulus at it that's going to make it grow. All right, and one of the ways that your body responds metabolically is with the endocrine system. All right, so your movements need to provoke your body to produce anabolic hormones like growth hormone and testosterone. Walking's not going to do that. Okay, so we know through lots of experimentation that the big stimulators are the compound movements, the big movements. So for the back, this means we want to target the deadlift, clean, and the snatch. All right, and what's incredibly efficient with those 3 movements is the number of muscles that they will hit. If you, and I've done this for the last decade now due to CrossFit and my other training, if you beat the hell out of deadlifts, cleans, and snatches, your entire back will grow. Okay, and in particular your mid traps, your upper traps, your lumbar, the muscle in the middle of your back that gives you thickness, that sticks out so that when you turn sideways you don't disappear. Okay, it gives you thickness from front to back. That will be developed largely by the deadlift, clean, and the snatch, and variations like those. Okay, you can come up with a myriad of variations. All right, but like dumbbell snatches versus barbell snatches. All right, so they will both stimulate the endocrine system to cause muscle growth in the back, what you're looking for. Okay, so when choosing your movements, think about the endocrine response. All right, that means it's okay to do isolations, but don't spend the majority of your workout doing isolations. You're shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to growth. All right, so now, and I already kind of touched on a little bit, the other category for growth is movement selection. Okay, if you want your back to grow, don't walk, don't do calf raises, do back movements. All right, and those can be divided up into 2 main categories. Okay, the middle of your back, the spinal erectors, the traps, rhomboids, lumbar. That's one area, and that area, like I said before, you'll hit with your deadlifts, cleans, and snatches, and you can throw back extensions and hip extensions in there too. Okay, and various gymnastic movements like arches, Supermans. But the big growth stimulators will be those three movements. deadlift, clean, and snatch. All right, and then you have your wings, okay, your latissimus dorsi, the lats. They're responsible for pulling your arms downward, all right, or back, pulling the arm. Okay, so that's your rows and your pull-ups. Okay, beat the hell out of those and all those variations. Do all kinds of different ones. All right, you don't have to stick the same kind. You'll see me doing palms forward pull-ups. You can do palms backward chin-ups, out wide and close. Good different stimulants or stimulants, I don't know if that's the right word or not, are good so that you don't plateau, so your body is always adapting. All right, the law of accommodation. Your body will accommodate to whatever you do most often, and that's when you hit a plateau. It's diminishing returns. All right, so hit those different pulling movements for the wings to get a large wingspan. Do weighted pull-ups. Okay, do strict pull-ups, do strict muscle-ups, do dumbbell rows, barbell rows, seated cable rows, T-bar rows. Do a different one each week. And another thing, when it comes to rep schemes, okay, and sets, the most popular, the most widely accepted is probably 3 to 6 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Okay, and the reason being is it is time efficient. It allows you to get the most volume in a given time block while at the same time working on strength and endurance. Okay, so you're hitting all your muscle fiber types, all those muscle fiber types, and type 2 is your fast twitch, type 1 is your slow twitch, and you're also getting enough volume to provoke your body to grow. If you only do one set, your body's going to laugh at that. It's not going to grow. You have to do enough. Okay, and as far as your sets go heavy enough to hit that rep range, 8 to 12, to failure. If your target is 8 reps, do as close to your 8 rep max as you can every set. Okay, the muscle growth reps are only at the end of the set. The easy reps don't really count. They don't cause muscle growth. Okay, so there's only, like, you say you do 8, then only like the last 3 are muscle growing reps. So you do have to go to failure when you want to build muscle. All right, when you want to build strength, it's not necessarily the case. Okay, so now you're not in a prison. You don't have to stay in the 8 to 12 rep range. You can go higher or lower and still grow significant amount of muscle from those rep ranges, and sometimes you won't be able to tell the difference which one is better. The 8 to 12 is just an average. By and large, that's probably the best rep range to stay in most of the time when you're trying to pack on the muscle. Okay, but still focus on getting stronger by going lower on occasion. You know, you can do like a 5-3-1, or you can do a pyramid. I used to do this back in the day where I would do 10s and just keep adding weight till I couldn't do 10 anymore, and then keep adding weight and do 8, 6, 4, 1, and then go back down the weights that I hit on the way up. I hit the same exact sets and weights on the way back. Okay, hit a pyramid like that, and I found that to be incredibly efficient at building muscle and strength. Okay, hitting all your muscle fiber types and just burning out. All right, so a good muscle building, strength building back workout would look something like something that is cleans and deadlifts, pull-ups and rows. You can do all 4 movements in one workout, kill it, and be done with it. Okay, so power cleans. Let's start with power cleans. Do like 4 sets of 8 power cleans. You can drop each one. Do them as singles. You don't have to do tap and goes. And then make sure they're heavy. And then switch over to deadlifts. We're going to build a little strength here, go a little heavier. So let's go 4 sets of 6 on deadlifts, heavy as you can. And then we're going to switch to the pull-ups, do weighted pull-ups, 4 sets of 8, and then do dumbbell rows, single arm dumbbell rows, and do 4 sets of 8 on each arm and just smoke it. Make sure each set is to failure. Make sure you do good warm-up, build-up sets prior to it. Don't count the set unless it's a heavy working set to failure. Okay, don't count any of your build-up sets. Don't get stuck in that trap. Okay, so frequency is the key. You can do some type of back work twice a week easily. Okay, and as you build, depending on what your workouts look like, often, because I train for the sport of CrossFit, I have some type of back work 3 or 4 times a week. Now, I said some type of back work because it's some days the only back movement I have in there is like pull-ups. Okay, other days will be much like the one I just told you. I'll have some squat clean work. I'll finish it off with deadlifts, and then I'll do a Metcon with another back movement in it. So that'll have 3 or 4 back movements that we'd already discussed in one day. Okay. So that's how you build a huge back, strong back. You got to focus on volume, your endocrine system. Okay, another thing on your endocrine system is it needs recovery. It needs good recovery. So do your tissues, your soft tissues. Your soft tissues can't recover unless your endocrine system recovers. All right, so that means outside the gym you need good sleep and nutrition. Try to get more than 8 hours of sleep. Okay, 6 at a minimum. You get below 6 and you're shooting yourself in the foot. That studies have shown that less than 5 hours of sleep will decrease your growth hormone. When you're asleep, you secrete more anabolic hormones than when you're awake. So that's one reason to get your sleep. Also, your nervous system just can't recover. And remember, your nervous system drives your muscles. That's one of the most important factor to gaining strength is improving your nervous system, training your nervous system to turn on the muscle cells that it innervates. Okay, so with a higher pulse rate. So endocrine system, movement selection, volume selection, recovery. Think about those things when you're trying to put on mass and strength in any area. Okay, back, legs, chest, arms, doesn't matter. All right, if you guys need more information, you can find me at trainbydane.com. Hope you have a great night. I'll talk to you later.